Hey, Miles Beckler here, and in this video, we're going to talk about outsourcing. And we're going to specifically look at outsourcing versus hiring. Now, you're going to come across a point in growing your business where you're going to hit a roadblock and you're not going to know how to accomplish the task that you want to accomplish. You have two choices at that point in time. Number one, you can kind of bang your head against your keyboard and stay up late and burn the midnight oil and figure out how to either resolve the problem or install the software you want to install, essentially accomplish the goal that you desire, or you can hire someone to accomplish that goal for you. If you don't have any money, if you don't have any spare money, if your business isn't already generating cash flow and you're on a bootstrap budget, you're going to figure out how to do this on your own. And I can tell you it's possible. I didn't know how to install WordPress. I didn't know how to set up hosting. And I figured it all out with the help of YouTube videos and asking people in forums and reading and just staying up late and figuring it out. And I eventually figured it out and it's worked fine. At this point in my business, and when you have some cash flow coming in, or if you have a good, kind of a solid like day job and you're wanting to leverage some of the income that you're already making to help you grow your business more quickly, that's where outsourcing can be absolutely fantastic, because you're able to quickly find people who can accomplish these tasks and they're able to do it for you in such a short period of time. It shortens the learning curve for you and it actually kind of removes the learning curve altogether. Now, in outsourcing, there's two ways to consider it, right? There's task-based outsourcing, which is where you need help installing WordPress per se. So you go find somebody to install WordPress, you pay them to accomplish that job for you, and then that job's done, they get paid, and you move on. Now, task-based outsourcing is how I began outsourcing. At this point, I've moved on to kind of the second level, which is more like hiring contractors to give me 40 hours per week. I love hiring people full-time right now. What it does is it kind of puts them really on my team to where their well-being and their paycheck is tied to the success of my business and they have no distractions. I make sure they don't have any other clients and I focus them fully on all of the tasks that I have going on. Now, it has taken me years to build an online business that has enough work required every week to have a full-time staff of several people. At this point, the full-time people on my team are a customer support representative, a developer, a designer, I have an audio engineer on my team, I have a transcriptionist and an editor, and I even have a part-time backup customer support rep, and we have social media marketing managers. On top of this, my wife and I still work 30 to 60 hours per week, depending on our travel schedule. And so what we're doing now is our business is not only growing by the 60 hours per week from my wife and I, it's not growing by 120 hours per week, it's actually growing by 40 hours per week times 5 or 6 people plus the effort of my wife and I. So at this point, our business is able to get 300 to 400 hours per week of effort from skilled individuals, and it's helping us grow our business more quickly. Now, again, I just kind of am giving you an idea and an understanding of where I'm at with this so you can maybe see the long-term vision of where you're going with your outsourcing efforts. I do highly recommend outsourcing the tasks that really drive you nuts to start with, because it's those things that get you to kind of like procrastinate and hesitate taking action. That's where the resistance is the strongest, is in those things that are the most challenging to you because they don't fit your personality type. So hiring off people on task-based kind of gigs, if you will, is really a great way to get started. Let them break down your roadblocks for you so you can move on to the next challenge, to the next piece of the puzzle. You either accomplish that or bring on another person to take that next step for you. If you want to use WordPress but you don't know how to install it, find someone to install WordPress for you. If you want to get Thrive themes going, which is the theme family that I use, and you don't want to figure out how to do it, get someone who understands Thrive themes to do this for you. Now, let's talk about where you can find these people for outsourcing. There's really kind of, I would say, 3 main places that I look for task-based and for even hiring outsourcers. Number 1 is Fiverr.com. That's Fiverr.com. Number 2 is Upwork.com. Number 3 is onlinejobs.ph. Now, they're all very different. Fiverr was based on a marketplace where they'll do things for $5. I will install WordPress for you for $5. I will write an article for you for $5. I will edit your video script for you for $5. Now, that marketplace has evolved and there's a ton of upsells, and it's easy to spend $20, $30, $40 on a single gig, especially if you want it quickly. They often charge you more to get it within the same day. I don't personally love Fiverr. I do use it from time to time, but I really make sure when I'm looking for someone on Fiverr that I'm really keeping in mind their star rating and how many jobs they've accomplished, because there's a lot of rubbish providers on Fiverr. Second is Upwork. I used to love Upwork. I've probably spent $75,000 in hiring people and paying people through Upwork in the 5 or 6 years that I've been using Upwork. Upwork used to be called odesk.com. Now it's at Upwork, upwork.com. One of the benefits of Upwork is that you can get more skilled individuals on Upwork, and it's a global marketplace. So you have people in the Philippines who generally will be willing to work for $5, $6 per hour or less, competing with people in the United States of America who want $20 to $30 to $50 plus. Now, obviously, there's some cultural differences, there's time zone differences, and there's potentially native English differences. So it varies on what you are going to hire for. One of the challenges I have with Upwork is their pricing model. They continue to raise their prices and take more money as the third-party company. Upwork takes 20% of how much you're going to pay your employee. So if you want to pay your contractor $10 per hour, Upwork's going to charge an additional $2 per hour plus a transaction fee of almost 3%. This move by Upwork is exactly why I've been leaving and migrating my team off of Upwork. I mention it because it was a very good step for me. Another thing about Upwork is it's a closed system. And on Upwork, you'll find that people seem to feel like they're worth more than they are. This is part in because they realize they have to get a 20% hit on their pay. So when they're bidding your job at $30 or $40 an hour, they know Upwork's going to take $6 to $8 per hour of that, and they're ultimately really actually getting 22 to 30 or 24 to $32 per hour. But since it's a closed loop marketplace, it puts it in a situation where people can quickly get some good reviews and they can bump their price from $5 to $10 to $20 to $30 to $50 per hour, and it really prices them out. So if you're looking for the best deal, onlinejobs.ph is a fantastic deal right now, but their interface is very difficult to use. There's a very challenging rating system. It's more of a crapshoot, to be perfectly honest with you. I've had great success on onlinejobs.ph. I've had some pretty challenging experiences on onlinejobs.ph, and that's true across all of them. And outsourcing, one of the biggest things to keep in mind is that it's a skill, right? It's a learned skill, how to hire someone, how to interview people, how to then give them tasks in a way that it makes clear sense so you can ultimately get what you want. It took me literally thousands and thousands of dollars to get myself going, to get my team going in a way that I'm really able to get quick, fast, great results for what I want effectively now. So I've kind of gone on for a while here, like outsourcing has definitely revolutionized my business. And I really highly recommend that you work towards getting yourself someone on your team at least part-time, 20 hours per week. If you can, 40 hours per week to take steps for you. If you're not much into graphics and you don't have any code or WordPress skill, then hiring someone who has WordPress and design skills and development skills and graphics skills, it can be a massive asset for your team. And these people can be found in the Philippines, and you can pay between $4 and $6 per hour for very skilled help. Now, they're not going to write your articles for you, right? Because the English is the second language for them. Tagalog is their first language. So you still have to create the content, but they can frame the content, they can make the imagery for the content, they can make the social media memes and kind of social media posts and images for your content for you. You focus on making great content, bringing your voice to the world. They actually technically get it in place. And it pushes you to keep giving them jobs because you're paying them salary every week. You have to keep creating content so they keep having content to publish. And what happens is it stretches you to grow your business more quickly, not just with your efforts, but with the efforts of a team. And it's a fantastic way to build your business. So if you're not taking advantage of outsourcing yet, go ahead and start the process. If you don't know where to start, write down a list of everything you're working on and everything you need to do on a piece of paper. And then draw a line next to, or like an arrow next to, the ones that are things that you just freeze up at and you're like, oh, I really don't want to do that. God, that sounds like torture to me. Those are the things you want to start outsourcing. Get yourself a Fiverr or Upwork or onlinejobs.ph account and start to look for talent who's going to be able to help you with this. Pay very close attention to the reviews. You want people who have 4.5, 5-star reviews. Read the reviews because that's where you can find other users like me and other people who've done a lot of outsourcing who will actually be saying, this person was great, this person never showed up for work. And remember, it's a skill, right? You're not going to be great at it right away. You might find some all-stars from day one, but you might have some challenging experiences, and that's okay. It's a part of the learning curve, and keep going because it's going through these. It's like going to the gym, right? At first, it hurts, you're sore, you're like, man, do I really want to go back? And then you keep going back, and it hurts, and it's sore, and you keep going back, and boom, all of a sudden you get the results that you want. It doesn't come without effort, and sometimes it doesn't come without challenge, but it can grow your business exponentially faster. So again, I'm Miles Beckler. I thank you very much for watching this video. If you have a comment or a question about outsourcing, how to do it, who you should use, or what website you should go to, leave me a comment below and go ahead and subscribe so you can get updates on the next videos when they are released. Thanks for your time.